Well, hello there, Graystone family. Cody Toy here, your Director of Technology. We thought it might be a good idea with all the remote meetings that we've had lately to just take a second and make this quick video and sort of explain to you how to connect to a Zoom meeting. So in this video, we're going to be talking for a few minutes on how to connect to Zoom meetings online. And for the purpose of this video, we'll have examples of how to connect from a tablet, from a computer, and also dialing in from phone only. So stick with me here for a second. This is going to be an action-packed, demo-filled video. So we'll go ahead and switch over to my computer here. Right, so let's go ahead and start out with an example of a computer. All right, so on the screen there you can see I have my computer. Now this is a Mac, but the Windows version would be pretty close to the same exact thing. You're going to have a link essentially sent via email or through one of Graystone's publications. That link contains the Zoom meeting information. So it's very simple. You can either click on the link if you've accessed it via an email message or through the website or anything like that. Or if you have only the meeting ID, you can actually type it into the Zoom app itself. So for this example here, we're just going to click on the Zoom meeting ID. Okay, so we'll give it a second here. You'll notice on my Mac here, it's launching in Chrome. So it's asking, do we want to open Zoom? Since I've already downloaded Zoom on this machine, it just asks us if I want to open it. If you didn't have Zoom already on a machine, it would ask you to download the Zoom utility, and it would walk you through installing it. So we'll go ahead and say open Zoom. Okay, so it has actually connected us to the waiting room for this meeting. You'll find that in most Zoom meetings today, the organizer has the option of enabling or disabling a lobby, essentially. So the organizer, in this case me, has actually received a notification that we're ready to join the meeting. And they'll go ahead and they'll let us in once the meeting commences. So let me skip over to my other screen here. I'm going to go ahead and admit. All right, and you notice we've been admitted. So here we go. It's asking us how do we want to join audio. And for all intents and purposes, if you have a microphone and speakers on your computer, you can click join via computer audio. Otherwise, you actually do have the ability to phone in and link your logged in computer session with phone audio. But for the purpose of this example, we'll use join with computer audio. Okay, so if we look here on the screen, we've actually joined the meeting, but we're muted. So if we wanted to say something, we would have to click down here to this little unmute button. And if we click there, it's going to actually unmute us. Obviously, for our example here, we don't want to unmute ourselves because there's feedback there. The same thing as well, if you have a webcam, you have the ability to turn on the webcam here by clicking the Start Video. And there you go, you can see my webcam there. If somebody's sharing something, it's going to display on the screen as well. And you have the ability to chat as well. So if we click chat, it opens up the chat window. Ultimately, if the meeting has ended or we want to leave the meeting, simply all we'd do is click down here and click leave. And then we'd leave the meeting there. So as you can see, not too complicated to use on a computer. And again, this is an example with a Mac computer, but the Windows version works the same exact way. All right, so next up, let's go ahead and get rid of the Mac here. Next up, I have an example of an iPad, but the iPad works pretty much the same as an Android tablet would as well. Before trying to join the meeting, you want to go to the App Store. In this case, we're working with iOS, so it would be the Apple App Store, but if you had an Android tablet, it would be Google Play. And you want to search for the Zoom Cloud Meetings app. So you can see I've already done the legwork of searching for it, so we're going to go ahead and just download it there. Okay, so we see it's downloaded. We'll go ahead and launch it here. Okay, so you can see we're at a screen that says join a meeting. So we can simply tap here and it asks us what is the meeting ID. So if we look here, due to the magic of multiple monitors, we can actually grab that meeting ID. So it's kind of hard to see, but I have it over there. Our meeting ID is 98340293170. Okay, and then on the screen as well, you could put a custom name in here. It just defaults to iPad based off of the name of the device, but we could say, Cody Toy. It does help to name yourself like this before you join the meeting because it helps us identify you. For instance, if we're taking a vote for, let's say, a congregation meeting or something like that, already filling out your name helps us to be a little bit more efficient and get things up and going faster so we can identify if you're a member, specifically a voting member. So we'll go ahead and hit join. If you see this prompt here, if it's just asking you for microphone access, we can say OK. We'll also see one for notifications. You can either say don't allow or allow on that based off of if you want to get notifications. We'll just say allow. OK, and you'll notice we're in the lobby again. Same functionality with this. The meeting organizer receives a notification that you've joined, and then they have the option to admit you. So we'll go ahead and hop over here and we'll admit. Okay, and you'll notice on the iPad screen here, it says, what would you like to do? Do you want to call in using internet audio or do you want to dial in? Dial in would just be if you had your house phone and you wanted to dial in that way. We're just going to say call using internet audio. All right. So we're actually in the meeting right now. That's all there is to it, to joining there. On the tablet, to get the options to display, all you need to do is tap anywhere on the screen and see how the options scroll down from the top there. Same thing to unmute myself. I would simply tap the unmute option. To start my video, all I'd tap is start video. And since this is the first time we're launching it, you have to allow it to access your camera. So we'll say OK on that. There we go. You can see my video started there. All right, and then to leave the meeting from a tablet, you can see in the upper left-hand corner of the screen, we would just tap leave and then leave meeting. So there we go. That's all there is to the tablet side of things for connecting to Zoom. So we'll go ahead and hide the iPad here. And I'm going to go ahead and show you how to dial in to a meeting via phone. So if you just give me 1 second here to get my phone up on the screen. There we go. All right. So here we have an example of this, again, is an iPhone, but for all intensive purposes, we're just making a phone call. So, all right, so we have our dialer up on the screen. In the actual message, or the meeting invite, there are 2 phone numbers. So if I move this message over here, you'll see that there are 2 phone numbers down at the bottom here on the Join by Phone section. It doesn't really matter which one you dial in. I believe one is East Coast and one is West Coast, but provided you have, nationwide calling, it doesn't really matter which number you dial. So we're just going to dial this first one here. Phone number is 646 558 8656. Okay, and I'm going to try putting this on speaker. Hopefully you can hear it through my microphone. Okay, so it's asking us for meeting ID, so we'll put in 98340293170 and then the pound sign.
Enter your participant ID followed by pound. Otherwise, just press pound to continue.
So we don't have a participant ID because we're not calling in from a computer, so we can just hit pound. All right, so I don't know if you can hear the music, but that means we've reached the lobby and the meeting organizer has been notified that we're waiting in the lobby. Now, the thing about this is they see essentially just a phone number. So in most cases, if you're joining, let's say, a congregation meeting, session meeting, something like that, whoever is running the meeting is going to ask, I see phone number 724, number, may I have your name, please? Because what we can actually do then on our side is rename you. So instead of just seeing a number on the screen, we can, associate that with a name. So I'll go ahead and admit that phone number.
You are muted. You can mute or unmute yourself by pressing *6.
Okay, so that's all there is. We are in the meeting now from the phone. *6 is what actually would unmute yourself. By default, when you join a Zoom meeting from phone, you're automatically muted. So all we would need to do to unmute ourselves is press *6.
You are unmuted.
Then if we wanted to mute ourselves again, we'd hit *6.
You are muted.
And would be muted again. There is the option to raise your hand, essentially, to get the attention of whoever's organizing the meeting. To do that, you would hit *9.
The host will be informed that you would like to speak.
So essentially, that informs the host or whoever's running the meeting that you would like to speak, and they can actually unmute you as well. So you'd hit *9 again to lower your hand. All right, and then this is real simple to hang up on here. All you need to do is press the red hang up button or hang up the phone. All right, so that was actually 3 examples of how to connect to Zoom meetings. Hopefully that answers a lot of questions. If you do have specific questions, something that I didn't cover, or you have a question about something that I did cover or didn't cover well enough, feel free to reach out to the church office, and we'll try to help you out. So until then, hopefully we'll see you on a Zoom meeting. All right, everybody, thank you for your time.